Okay, and welcome to another how-to video. My name is Ditech, CTO of DVS, and today I'm giving you a video from the comfort of my own home because I do have an issue with my back. So for those of you that have messaged me over the past couple of months and years, I am having an operation next week, which means I have to isolate in preparation for that, hence no introduction and doing it directly through the laptop. So I had to pick a subject that I was be easy to show you at home via a laptop, so a software solution was a very easy step to do that. So apologies for the short intro, but for those of you that do care, having a discectomy they call it, so they're going to shave the disc to take the pressure off the nerve, and then I should be back to normal. So hopefully next couple of weeks we will be back to business as usual. So today I'm in the comfort of my boys' room. You can see all the superheroes in the back there. So for those of you that like superheroes, then this is for you. Okay, so today, what did I really want to show you? So the really lovely guys at JVSG. JVSG is a CCTV design software package. For those of you that don't know, they have a website which I'll show you shortly. You can purchase the software there. It is a licensed software, but if you really want to provide a CCTV system design, I have done a video on this around 2 years ago now, but if you do want to provide a system design, they've updated it. This is the Pro 11, which is in beta, so I'll show you some of the functions in here, but it gives you a really comprehensive camera manufacturer list, system design tool, and it will give you a PDF which you'll be able to present as a system design to the customer and a real cutting edge solution. So bear with me while I go through the functionality. But again, if you do want this software, you want to know a little bit more, drop the guys at JVSG a line. And guys, thank you so much for providing me the test license like you did last week. So first things first, there is the JVSG Design Software website. You can contact them through there, download it, buy it now, and I'm sure they'll give you a lot of help and a lot of support if you need that. Okay, so the basic gist of it is the system. I've opened the software in the bottom here, so that's already open. What we're going to do is import a map. So easiest way to do this, so if you want to do one in DVS, go to DVS CCTV, for instance. Now you can use this, you can import internal floor plans and put walls in it. You can do external, so you can mix and match. So it really becomes a very comprehensive design tool. You can put the mountain heights, you can put walls in there so you don't get that overspill, so it gives you a true reflection of what the area coverage will be. You can select the model, the lens sizes, the tilt angles, God, a lot of different things here. So I'll just run through this briefly. Easiest way to do this is if you want to take a existing building, other than that you can import, like a PDF or take a screenshot or upload like a CAD drawing, for instance, and you can still use those to import to give you the design. But if you go to maps, first thing we're going to do is change it to satellite view. So in the bottom, when it loads, change it to satellite view, zoom in, and you can see, close this down, you can see here there's the DVS building. So I'll put that in the middle of the screen. Now to get a true reflection, we need to know the measurement of this building, so the cameras, when we import them, will give a truer reflection of their field of view. Easy way, right click, measure distance, put the 2 points here, so the building 51 meters. Then I'm just going to go snipping tool, create a new image with the measurement in it, save that to my picture files. DVS external. Okay, that'll do. Close that down, and we can close this down. Okay, so once you open the software, the first thing you need to do is upload the site plan. So whether it's the internal floor plans, you can put layers in it, you can do them separately and make a PDF, but this is the basic gist of it. So go to site plan, right click in the image and go to load background image, or you can go to load Google Map directly. So if you do Google Map directly, put the postcode in there, search, and then chuck it in. So I could put CF245PG. So you can see there's the DVS building. So just scroll through there and find it. I'll wait for it to catch up. So it's there, you could do this, then click on OK. And there you have the DVS building. It's up by here, but then it's a little bit grainy. Or we can go new, easiest way. Load background image, select DVS external from here, open, and you'll see this is much better. So you can see there 50 meters. You have to scale it as soon as you import. So select the 2 points. Yep, okay. So go from there to there, 51 meters. And now we're rescaled. So now when we import the cameras, it'll give a much truer reflection of the field of view. Really nice and simple to do it. And then we can manipulate the map around. So we'll put it in the middle, then we'll right click and we'll say lock in place. So now the image doesn't move around. What we're going to do then is select on the manufacturer. So you can either select, easy way is drop down box and you can select the manufacturers. A lot of manufacturers in here. As you can see, they've updated this recently. The good thing with this tool is if you select the up here, you can go to YouTube, online help, check for new versions, etc. So you can check for new versions and it'll tell you whether you need to update the software. Settings, program preferences, and then you've got here number camera models on server 8032 and the current models in your PC. Now if they were different, when you open the software it's set to check that automatically and it'll tell you that there's models to be synced, but you can go in there, manually sync it, and then that will give you the latest updates. If manufacturers add or change the content, then obviously it will change there. And I know Hikvision work closely with JVSG to update there and give a lot of detail behind their models to give a really good interaction with their software. So we're going to select Hikvision as a manufacturer, of course, but again you can select whatever you want. This is just because we love Hikvision. You can select the model. So from the drop down box you've got all of these models here. There's a lot of models in here. Look, all of the latest models are in there, PTZs, everything, thermals. But what we will do is pick a common one. The 2, 3, 4, 5. So the turret. So 2, 3, 4, 5 turret. That's a really common dome turret camera. And again, so it's a 4 megapixel, 16 by 9. You've also got corridor mode or regular mount. So if you're using it internally and putting corridor mode on there for retail or for corridors, hotels, etc., you can actually toggle the way the camera's mounted. So again, the site PDF or the site designer will give you a much truer reflection of what that image looks like. But we're going to leave it as regular mount. So installation height, so if I'm going to mount this outside, say 4 meters, so it's out of reach and gives a really nice field of view, but you can adjust the mounting height accordingly. So we'll put it at 4 meters. All you need to do then is drag the camera where you want it to be. So we've got the camera here. It's a 2.8mm, but again, if you use the 4mm, it'll just adjust it, and then up all the way up to 12mm, but we'll go back to 2.8 because that's the most popular one. And again, it's added it down here. So camera ID 1, turret type, task is general, but you can drop down that automatic facial recognition, automatic number plate recognition, but general for this camera because it's general surveillance externally. And again, it just gives you all of this detail in there. You can give it a description. So camera 1 external, dead zone, zone width, manufacturer, and all this details here. Again, what you'll see is in the field of view representation is the tells you if it's the recognition, identity, detection, observation, recognition, identification. You can actually change that up here, camera zone visualization, and you can actually turn these on and off or change the values. You can change, these are the different visualization types. So again, if you want to change that to suit you, we're going to leave it default that, and you can turn these on and off and actually change the values manually. but we're going to leave it as default because they're set up nicely. Drag the camera to where we want it to be, and then we can just simply rotate that around. If I click on this again, I can rotate this to look at the field of view I want to look at. And again, you can increase the field of view and just do this. So what, because obviously a camera, what you have to remember, a camera is infinite. But again, the further the object or further away from the camera the object is, the less likely it is you're going to recognize it or identify it at least. But you can adjust the coverage as needed. So very, very simple to do. From the right hand side, you can have distance from cameras 43, target height. So based on a human, we're detecting humans here. We just tick the tick box based on that. Target height 2 meters, like average height or just over average height of a human. Field of view width and height of lower boundary if you need to do that. Horizontal, and then direction. And you can see from this map that we've imported what that type of view will look like. Okay, so again, distance from camera, we can adjust it. So if we only want to see 20 meters from there, it'll adjust that down. If I want to see what the camera will look like at 40 meters, that's what 40 meters will look like, and it'll give you that nice sort of indicator there. But you can adjust it to suit yourself, because whilst we can give the field of view and the visual indication, and again with these colors you can actually go in and see what that color means. So from the camera's own visualization, you can actually see what the color means. So we're seeing detection there. If I just move this across, you can see you've got recognition in the yellow zone, observation and detection. So you've got the three indicators of color there. So while somebody will be detected coming in here, then it's going to be very difficult to recognize them probably at that distance. But again, you can do whatever you like with this field of view, and again it's fixed on the lens size. So if I had a 4mm, that's what it would look like. So it's really nice and easy to play around with it, to see which lens size suits the application, because a 2.8 may be too wide, it may be too small, 4mm, 6mm, varifocal, etc. It lets you do this level of detail, which is really good when you want to provide that professional system design to your customer. And again, this is just a Google Map snapshot, but if you've got professionally CAD'd stuff, then again, absolutely fine. There's some really good additional stuff in here. So if I just make this a 4mm to clear it down a bit, this is a good little extra. You can actually add walls in. So if I want to add brick walls, thick walls, curved wall, painted wall, fence, windows, doors, so within this field of view here, as you're looking at it, you'll get like a graphical representation of like a door, a window, etc. So it gives like a more realistic feel to the design. But what the actual brick wall will allow you to do is, if I put a brick wall in here, so I go from here to here, and again you can keep going with these. So if I put brick walls there and then put another brick wall, say if we did have one from there to there, so you've got 2 brick walls that we've just drawn along here. What that does is, as you print or look at the actual system design, it stops the overspill actually. So if I went to like a 2.8mm, you can see that line that I've drawn represents the break, so I can't see past that line. The camera, because the brick wall doesn't go all the way up to the camera, you see a little bit of the overspill behind the wall, but you can see where the wall actually stops the field of view. So it's a very true indication, rather than the customer looking at this and saying, well, on your visualization it allowed me to see next door. That brick wall is a permanent object which the camera can't see through, and will stop that from happening. So another nice little touch, and you can add all sorts of things in there, like I said, with all these brick walls. So if I just draw another brick wall to here, so you can keep filling that in as needed. Brick wall, go from there to there. And again, keep going as you want. I can add more cameras. I can add like boxes in there, so that could be a container. Again, if I had a container in the middle, or a porta cabin, or like a permanent object like a water tank, you can place that in the image, and again you can choose all sorts of different things there and put text in it. But again, put that in there and the camera can't see through that. So it gives a real true representation of the camera, you know, will see up to it and it'll see to the sides, but you can't see what's going on in the back. So then therefore we need a camera over here to cover this back area. So the way it would work is, that's absolutely fine. Got a lovely camera here, and I can actually copy this, duplicate line, remove line, etc. So you've got all of these functions here. Duplicate line, and it will add a second camera in. So again, camera 2, you can turn around exactly the same camera, and you can see where that brick wall stops the field of view there. Again, draw it round, swing it round, and again I can put the camera over here on a post, and again you can see it, that cylinder there has blocked the field of view, but it shows you now that you need to put another camera there to get this area covered behind, and again the brick wall stopped the overspill into the building itself, because we can't see into the building because there's a, you know, a fixed structure. So again, you can start really building this up. So again, you can fill all these in, put a different detail in there. So for this one, it's camera 2 external, and I spelled external wrong, so apologies. But again, you can turn them on and off. So if you don't want the, if your customer doesn't want to see, he just wants to see where the camera locations are, get all of this detail, you can turn the zones on and off as well. But I feel the zones are really handy to get this, you know, visual representation for sure. But again, that's entirely up to you. And again, you can adjust all of these as necessary. What you can do then also is drop people in there. So if I want to drop a man, woman, test charts, user models, so I can add my custom ones, but I can add Andrew, put him there. I can add Alice and put her there. So again, you can drop these people wherever you want. So it's just a way of giving like a visual representation. And you've got furniture. So if you're doing this internally and you want to put furniture around, so it depends how complex you want to do this, you can actually make up an office with the furniture in situ. So when you get the 3D view, it almost gives you a graphical representation of the office layout as well. So again, really powerful. Again, I can put cars, buses, trucks, special vehicles, personal mobility, trees, street furniture, and animals. So again, you can put animals in there. If I want to put a car in there, I can just put a red car. And drop that there. So again, if I zoom in, you can see the people, car, person, and you can keep going with this. I could put a bus in there, school bus. I'll put a school bus over here, but you can keep going with that again. Add cable. This is another really good function of the latest. So if you want to do for the engineers and you want to show your cable routes, whether it's for the principal contractor, your subcontractors, your engineers, you can actually add cable now. So I can go twisted pair, combined cable, coax, fiber, power, digital recorders. So you can add all of the, on a system design, you can add all of these devices in and then actually connect them up. So I can actually say add a digital recorder, and we're going to put that here in the office, but we have to put cable in there. We have to cable this. So we're going to add a twisted pair cable, and we're going to go from this camera to this NVR here, and then from that one to that one over here. So again, you can see your cable routes, and you can hide these, and under here you got your cable routes here, and you can actually fill that in, description, you know, Cat5e link cable. And again, you don't have to, sorry guys, I spelled it wrong. You don't have to show them. I can turn that off and then it shows or doesn't show the cable route, but on the report, it will have that. So again, a really handy piece of information, and it even gives you the length, 60 meters. So you know, to go from there to there to there is going to take you 60 meters of cable. So a really, really powerful piece of software. And again, at the top, you've got clone stamp tools, undo, so if you've made a mistake and you want to undo it, and you go back and forth, and you can just change like colors on things. You can add grid sizes, layers, and measuring tape. So if you want to know distances from here to here, say, click on there and it gives you the distances. The measuring tool is new, but again, if you want to, so for duct work, you know, for whatever it is you want to show, you can actually indicate that on the map as well. So really powerful. What you can do then is under camera installation drawing, because you've got your two cameras, if I just go back to cameras here, you can actually click on a camera and it'll tell you the field of view here. And so if I just go out, so it tells you your field of view, your mounting height, your tilt angle. So again, you can adjust all of this. So the tilt angle, you can actually bring that up, depends on, and you can see the recognition, identification, observation zones changing. So as you tilt up and tilt down, it will give you that graphical representation on there, and you can see it moving on there as well. And the same with this, if you move this one in and out, so it gives you the zones there. So you can again